Our TPS holders have been some of the hardest working people who come into our areas, who work diligently to make sure they're building a better life for themselves, but they contribute so much to this community. In addition to that, just saying you're going to just have a blanket statement where you're going to send everybody back and end TPS, that actually hurts us more than it helps us.
People's lives depend on this. There's not a person in this country who hasn't been impacted by Alzheimer's, by ALS, by cancer, by life-saving research that's being done by these institutions, and they've just taken a hammer to it. Just have fired people, furloughed people, have chilled them. They're not doing their job, and Americans are going to die because of it.
If you increase the cost of building materials, you're going to drive housing costs up even further. If those tariffs are expanded, or if other countries retaliate against other industries, like the agriculture industry, we're going to see food prices go up. So in addition to all of these actions that are going to drive prices higher, a lot of the president's other actions, such as the mass deportations, which are going to keep farm workers out of the farms and also deprive our construction workforce of a lot of the manpower they need, that's further going to drive up prices.
One of the things that happened that really shook me to my core is we did have a hearing yesterday where we actually spoke to hostages, people who were hostages who now have been free. When I tell you how devastating those stories were, when we had young women talking about the violence they endured, having a broken hip, broken body parts, being assaulted over and over repeatedly, it was so heinous. And to be honest with you, in 48 hours, there's a deadline that was set by the president, which all hostages need to be released.
Today is the 500th day since October 7th, since the hostages were taken, and we have to make sure we keep this as a priority and do all that we can to keep these diplomatic negotiations going forward so we can get the hostages released. And that's what I'm going to continue to press for.
זוכר קראת לה?
מה זה?
אז ככה קוראים לך.
מה זה?
קוראים לה שחר מטלה.
מושלם. איזה שם.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now. And I want you to know that I am not a hero in this at all. And President Trump is a hero. These men that came from the diplomatic service are heroes.
So we're planning on having different town halls so we can bring their stories to light and kind of amplify what they're going through. I don't think that anybody in the United States actually was looking forward to regular, hardworking people being fired without cause. Now, figuring out where we have waste and abuse, that's necessary. I think we all were looking forward to some kind of audit that would follow the constitutional purview. But what we see going on right now, which seems like the first step or the first purpose, is to inflict harm and fear. It's really what's been shaking up everyone.
What is Project 2025? The Project 2025 Presidential Transition Project is a well-funded effort of the Heritage Foundation and more than 100 organizations to enable a future anti-democratic presidential administration, that would be this administration, to take swift, far-right action that would cut wages for working people, dismantle social safety net programs, reverse decades of progress for civil rights, redefine the way our society operates, and undermine our economy.
And what we need to do is, one, insist that the Trump administration respect the Constitution and Article 1's and Article 3's prerogatives, and two, that if they actually want to get something done, come work with us.
First of all, I want to thank you all for this opportunity, and I want to thank you all for what you do. Government closest to the people has the most effect on the daily lives of the people, and I want to make sure that you're using our office, my office, as an amplification of what you're trying to do for the people of Montana. Not in conflict, but as an amplification. How can we help you do what's right for the people of Montana?
I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Donald Trump will never be elected President of the United States.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
The 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
This is a very special spot for our nation, but it's also a special spot for the 3rd Congressional District because the marble that is here at the Lincoln Memorial comes from Colorado's 3rd District, from the Ewell Marble Quarry in Marble, Colorado. That's a super awesome fact. They brought it over here by rail car.
Yes, you can lick inflation by increasing productivity and by decreasing the cost of government to the place that we have balanced budgets and are no longer grinding out printing press money, flooding the market with it because the government is spending more than it takes in. And my economic plan calls for that. The president's economic plan calls for increasing the taxes to the point that we finally take so much money away from the people that we can balance the budget in that way.
That tax cut plan put more money in the pockets of families, allowed them to take a family vacation. Bret Baier asked the president in that clip you just ran, how are you going to pay for it? Of course, nobody asked, if taxes go up on people, how do you pay for that? That would crush our economy.
Got a notice from the post office that they're not going to deliver my mail anymore. Because my box don't have a door. See there? It's hard to see because of the shadow, but there's no door there. But this is a stout mailbox, man. Like, this is the reason the United States Post Office is going to say they're not going to deliver mail to a citizen. I got a pretty nice mailbox. If they're doing this to me on my street in Lafayette, what are they doing to country folk?